So this is it, guys. We are in the last 2 days of 2019, and we're about to enter a new year and a new decade. And I want to tell you the one thing, I'm sure all of you, or most of you, have some kind of New Year's Eve ritual, which probably or may include setting goals and setting intentions. But I'm going to share with you in this video the one thing that will really help to supercharge getting your intentions and starting 2020 off right. Are you ready for this? It's the one thing. And I assure you, it's probably the thing that you least want to do, at least if you're anything like me. But I know how powerful this practice is and how well it works. And that one thing is forgiveness. Forgiveness, yes. Now, I'm not talking about the type of bypassing forgiveness, like, yeah, I forgive them and I've moved on. No, I'm talking about deep, deep forgiveness, including forgiveness of self. A lot of times, we hold on and keep repeating the same old stuff over and over and over again, as if we're in a loop. We are in the same relationships, new phase, same person, right? Or we continuously stay in a loop of maybe making our goal once, but then we don't continue making the goal, right? Or up and down in our weight. Hello. Unforgiveness keeps you stuck. It keeps you in that energy of, and I'm not going to let this go. I still need to learn my lesson, or I still need to be punished, or I haven't had my day in court, right? That's that bypassing unforgiveness. I haven't had my day in court. So what I like to do, and I'm going to be doing this today. I'm so excited because I'm going to be doing this today, and I'm also doing a very powerful gratitude ritual with one of my friends as we set our intentions for 2020. And newsflash, I've already entered 2020 because I've already started doing the things that I said I was going to do for 2020. That's another post for another day. Anyway. Forgiveness. Start by taking a look at 2019 and what are some of the things that you said you were going to do that you didn't do. Write that down on a list, because I find it's easiest to start by forgiving myself. I start with forgiving myself. Write down that list of anything that you didn't do that you said you wanted to do, and you're going to forgive yourself so you can move on. All right. I like to forgive and tap. That's what I do. Everybody has their own preference on how they like to apply forgiveness in their life. Take a look at anything internally or externally that presented itself as what appeared to be an obstacle for you in 2019. Write it down on a list. Add that to your forgiveness list, and then you're going to forgive in the way that makes most sense for you. But I invite you to really feel into the feelings rather than just saying the words, so that you can really move that energy and see what those emotions are saying and feel in your body where that energy is trapped. Now, once you've forgiven yourself, write down the people that have wronged you, hurt you, slighted you, triggered you, whatever, haven't paid you, didn't sign up with you, whatever it is that you're still holding on to. Write it down and forgive. Now, this forgiveness practice is for you, right? To move your energy so you're no longer trapped in this loop of frustration and disappointment and sadness and anger, worry, and desperation, and need and hatred and rage. Yeah. But I hear a lot of times there are some things that are unforgivable. Yeah, that might be true. And yet you're forgiving for you, right? The other person has to answer for whatever they've done, but you're releasing the energy that has caused you continuous pain and suffering, even if it's under the hood, or kept you trapped in this pattern and in this loop. Now, I like to forgive in a way it doesn't sound forgiving. That's where I start, especially when it comes to other people. You know, my first ex-husband used to always call me Phoenix Rising, because I would burn shit up, burn relationships, it took a lot to get me to that point. But when I was there, I would burn it to the ashes and rise above it. But I've learned this year, I've really learned this year, or maybe I've learned it along the way, but I really feel like I've entered into mastery of this year, that this Phoenix Rising version of me doesn't have to burn up anything external. All I have to do is burn up the unforgiveness that I've been holding on. My motto used to be, "Vengeance is mine," saith Keisha. But now I'm quicker to release, and this is what I do. If I feel like, if there's been a personal affront, if someone has done something that's hurt or embarrassed my children, or wronged me in some way, or anything like that, past or present. Like if it comes up today, it's interesting because I didn't know I was going to be talking about forgiveness, but until I was in the shower and I was like, oh yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about. And I got a friend request from somebody who 2 years ago had said something that pissed me off so much to me. Like, it wasn't a Facebook post. She said this to me, something 2 years ago. And I ended up like really laying into her, and then I blocked her from everything. And she sent me, I didn't block her, I unfriended her from everything. She sent me a friend request today. And when I looked at it, I was like, oh, I can accept that. But I could still feel like, oh, you need to release some stuff here because you haven't fully released it. Because yes, I'm not going to add her back into my life, into my circle. I know that I'm not doing that. But I can make that decision from a non-triggered place. And when I saw her name pop up, it triggered me. So there's some unforgiveness to do there, some forgiveness to do there. There's some unforgiveness that's residing in the depths of me that I'm going to release today. Yay. Here's what I like to do when forgiving a person. If they've done something that I really feel like, they've wronged me, and I'm never letting this go. I'm not. This was freaking wrong, man. That's the way my voice sounds sometimes. Yeah. So what I do as I'm doing my forgive and tap, rather than rushing to, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you, Hopopono Ono, or whatever that's called. What I do instead sounds very, very, very much like unforgiveness. I have my day in court. How dare you? This is what you did. It wasn't right. This is how I felt when you did this. You can't make me feel any way, but this is what you did to me. I lay in as I'm tapping. And I have my day in court, and I allow those emotions to speak rather than stuffing them down. I allow them to come up from the depths of my heart. Sometimes I'm really shocked by the intensity of the emotion, and the intensity of the words. and the intensity of the hurt and the depth of my feeling. And I do it, and I go in, and something remarkable happens once I've tapped having my day in court. I've had my say. Energetically, it's not in front of the person. I've had my say. It's out there. It's no longer inside of me. And from that space, I'm able to forgive. And I'm even able to come to a place in my heart where not only do I feel the compassion, originally it was like indignation, but it changes into compassion. Not only am I able to see the compassion for myself, I'm also able to see and feel, even more importantly, and feel compassion for the other person. And I'm also able to better recognize my part that I played in that story. If I played the doormat, or if I overplayed the diva, I'm able to see it. I'm also able to see what I got out of that story, what the gift was. And from that place, I'm able to move on. I'm no longer stuck. I'm no longer in the loop. I'm no longer part of that story. And I'm able to move on into the higher version of me. So I invite you, before 2019 closes, before this decade closes, write down all the things you need to forgive yourself for, all the people you need to forgive, and then actually do it. Actually forgive, and don't bypass your feelings in this. That's not going to help you. That's not going to serve you. That's going to continue to present itself as a trauma stuck inside your body. Go right down the list. I just wanted to show you how big my list will be. It's going to be this big. Trust me when I tell you, I'm going to be able to fill up at least 2 to 3 pages of things I need to forgive. And I do this work often. And I'm always being presented, I'm always, not always, and I am aware of the times I'm being presented to go up into a new level as soon as I release and as soon as I forgive and release. I'm Keisha Dixon. Happy New Year, everyone. I will be back on tomorrow. But until then, enjoy your forgiveness exercise. Have a great day.